Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to Just Rolling With It. I hope you had a fabulous weekend. Today I will be talking to you about dating and what that is like for a woman in a wheelchair. Before I get started though, I want to give a shout out to one of my bestest friends, Gentle. It was her birthday this weekend, so happy birthday, Gentle. I want to show you guys a pic of me and her and our other friend Monique, and my chicken wings in my lap. Show y'all a picture of that right here. And I also want to show you guys a little snippet of the art gallery that I was checking out while I was waiting for them. So I am here at Dup and Swat, which is like an art gallery. Ooh, I am waiting for my friend Gentle and Monique and some other friends to get here for their birthday party. And I believe I am early. I believe I am very early. But I'm going to show you guys some of these pictures. It's pretty cool. We got some vans over here. It's pretty cool. Yeah, we had a great time at this area. It's called Camp North End. So if you're in Charlotte, be sure to check out that area, especially if you're an artsy kind of person. It's a really cool place to chill. All right, so let's get into dating. I'm going to share with y'all some news that Gentle told us. She is now in a relationship. And something she was telling us was that whenever he first asked her out, he's an able-bodied individual. And so whenever he first asked her out, he asked her, how does one go about asking someone in a wheelchair out? And when she said that, I looked at her like, what? Like, what does that even mean? How do you ask a person in a wheelchair out? Yeah, I was blown away by that. But now that I have had time to think about it, I think that maybe what that person means is that he was interested in her, obviously, but he felt awkward about trying to ask her out. That's the only conclusion I can come up with. So if there's any other explanation, please leave me a comment and let me know what else that might mean. But so to answer that, how do you ask a person in a wheelchair out? Well, you just ask them out the same way that you would ask any other individual out. If you are interested in someone, or you think someone is cute or whatever, and they use a wheelchair, like, don't feel awkward about it. Just ask them out. See what they say. Just the same as you would anyone else. That's all we want, is to be treated like a person. And so, yeah, so I'm going to move on to some other questions that I think that most of you may have, and hopefully I can answer them all in a reasonable amount of time. But if I don't answer something that's on this video, please feel free to drop a comment and I will respond to you that way. All right, so to share a little bit about me, I am currently single, and I have been for about 3 years now. And I've just decided to start trying to date again in the past year. And I say date again because, yes, I have been in relationships before. My last relationship was with an able-bodied person, and that was about 4 years long. 2 years of that was long distance, and the last 2 was in person. And then, like I said, I've been single for 3 years after that. But I will share with y'all a little bit about what it is like to live with someone as being a disabled woman, and then he was, an able-bodied person. So with with someone with a disability, there are going to be some things that I may need help with from my partner. Um, and like those things are like getting into bed, getting out of bed, getting dressed. If we have an overnight thing, I do have personal assistants that come and help me with that. But realistically, there's going to be times when I need my boyfriend that I'm with. I am heterosexual, by the way, just to clarify my sexual orientation. So yes, I will need my boyfriend, whoever that is at the time, to help with things like getting out of bed, getting into bed, getting dressed, getting undressed, helping with showers. Some caretaking tasks are required. I can tell you, if someone really cares about you, like they will do whatever you need. Like helping you is not going to be an issue. This is speaking to those of you who are also disabled watching this video. Don't feel like you're a burden or anything like that. Like they will want to help you, I promise. And so for all of you able-bodied people out there, like you can make it fun. It's not like oh, this person is just totally dependent on me and I have to do this for them and I have to do that. Like no. All right. Something about being with someone with a disability is everything you do, you got to be a little bit creative. All right. And so from my experience, doing things such as helping one get out of bed or into bed, or dressed or undressed, or showering, those things can be turned into enjoyable things. Right? Y'all with me? You with me on that? All right, you just gotta make it a fun experience for both of you. And just laugh with it. And it doesn't have to be like a chore. So that's been my experience with that. And I am currently on a dating app called Bumble, and I was on one called Coffee Meets Bagel. I'm no longer on that one, but my experiences with trying to go on dates on those apps have not been very successful. I've gotten a lot of first dates, but not really second dates, and I just feel there's just a lot of misunderstandings out there, and that's why I want to clarify it in this video. So as far as getting out and doing things with someone, there is plenty of things I can go out and do. Some things like obviously going out to eat and going out to drinks is something I can do, but aside from that, I can also go bowling. There's a ramp thingy that you can use to bowl if you have difficulty throwing a bowling ball, so I can do that. I can also something I enjoy is hookah, so I can go smoke hookah. I can also go to museums, go to art galleries. I mean, basically anything. Anything. Oh, like the arcade room. If y'all watched my last video, I was talking about a place here in Charlotte that's in the epicenter that has an arcade room. I can do things like that. There's plenty of things that I can go do, and I'm sure lots of people with disabilities can go do. Just not maybe like super extreme physical things like going hiking or rock climbing or something extreme like that. Obviously that's not going to work. But you know what though? There's a lot of things like that are becoming adaptable, and I absolutely love it. Like there is adaptive surfing and skiing that I totally want to go try at some point. So yeah, even those things are becoming more accessible. But anyway, like I said before, the main thing is just thinking outside the box. if you're in a relationship with someone with a disability or interested in being in a relationship with someone with a disability, just think outside the box. Get creative. Don't think, can this person do something? Think, how can I do this with this person? You know? And I know that the one other thing that y'all are super curious about is intimacy. And I will tell you that also, or for me anyway, that works the same way as it does with most other women. It's just like I had mentioned in my intro video, I do have limitations with mobility and with movement. So, you know, in all honesty, like, those things are, you know, that's just how my body works. So, you know, and with certain like ways of doing things, once again, I might have to think creatively on how I can do a certain position or whatever. Think outside the box of how I can do it. And that's really it, y'all. Like I know I keep saying it over and over, but a lot of being with someone with disabilities is thinking creatively. So many things that people think, oh, like, it can't work, it can't happen. Yes, it can. Just keep an open mind, you know. That's it. And so with that being said, I do want to share with y'all at least 2 good experiences that I had with dating apps. 2 gentlemen that I talked to that I actually liked. All the other first and only dates I've been on and whatnot haven't really cared that much or clicked that well with any of those people. But there are 2 people in the past year that I thought were really cool. So I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about that. With the first individual, I met him on Coffee Meets Bagel. And he is originally from India, and I thought he was super cool. Me and him were able to talk for like hours on the phone, and we clicked so well. And you know, he was totally accepting of my disability, and he honestly just loved me for me. Not love as in love. When I say love, I mean like friendship love. And he actually said that to me at one point. He was like, you know what, I love Ash for Ash. And he's a good person. Ultimately, it didn't work out. He did come to see me about 4 different times. He actually came to see me at campus, and we would just walk around campus and talk for hours, just like we would do on the phone or whatever. And to be honest with you, I appreciate that he came to see me at campus. I'm not entirely sure why all 4 of those times he came to campus. I kind of wonder if maybe he thought that it was just too challenging for me to try to go anywhere else. But I don't know though, but I told him, like, you know, if he ever wanted to go out somewhere else, I could totally do that. So I don't know. But we had a great time. But ultimately, he ended up reconnecting with someone back home from India that he really loved, actually. And he had talked to her and got to know her before me, and then she had stopped talking to him at some point, which is why he got on Coffee Meets Bagel, because he thought she was done with him. And then when he was talking to me, she contacted him back, and ultimately they got back together. So, and they are now like engaged and everything, and all of that. So, but I'm still friends with him. No hard feelings, you know. And so that was that. And then the next individual I'm going to tell you about, definitely one of my favorites. I'm still friends with him as well. At least I hope so. I say that because we're still Instagram and Snapchat friends, but we don't really talk that much anymore. If I was to send him something like super casual, like, hey, how are you doing, or something, I don't know. I think he would respond um, like with a very short, polite word or short sentence. But um, other than that, I think I have scared him into thinking that I am slightly obsessive and or crazy. But it's okay. All right, so with this individual, I met him, or not met, I'd actually never met him in person, but we talked through Bumble. And so I remember seeing his profile picture and being immediately just physically attracted to him. I thought, like, this guy, this guy right here is fine. So I swiped right, just doing my thing. I actually didn't think it would be a match, or even if it was a match, that he would actually want to talk to me, because, just having these beliefs about myself, like, that I'm not good enough or whatever, not really thinking that, oh, someone like him would actually want to be with someone like me or something. And so I swiped right, not really thinking much, but it turns out it was a match. And turns out also that our conversations flowed really well, and that he actually did recognize from my pictures that I used the filter, and he was actually totally fine with it. And y'all, I could not believe it. And he gave me his number through Bumble, and we ended up texting, and we got along great through text message. I will tell y'all, one of my favorite moments is when we tried to talk on the phone, like actually talk on the phone. Y'all, he was so nervous to talk to me. I mean, I was nervous too, but he was so nervous. We only ended up talking for like 15 minutes. And y'all, that made me feel so great though, because I'm sitting here like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, this guy is like a 10, and here he is like scared to talk to me. What, are you kidding me right now? I couldn't believe it. But long story short is we only talked like steadily for maybe like a week or something. During that week, he ended up getting a new job and ended up moving to the other side of Charlotte, which is like an hour from where I am now, unfortunately. And so, at that point, the distance thing had become an issue, because he wasn't really looking for anything serious anyway. He just wanted something casual. And yeah, so, but we did continue to text for a little bit. And y'all, one of the most impressive things about him was that he understood ableism, and he was actually very thoughtful and considerate, and I couldn't believe it. I remember in my conversations and getting to know him, he was telling me, that he likes going to the gym on a regular basis. And he wanted to let me know that he doesn't mean to be inconsiderate or anything like, or an ableist is what he said. He said he didn't want to be an ableist or inconsiderate by talking to me about going to the gym and whatnot. And I thought, that was so thoughtful. And I was so surprised that he even knew what that meant. But, I let him know that he didn't have to worry about that. I appreciated it, but I want to know things that he enjoys doing, like going to the gym or any other physical activity, because I want to get to know him, And so that was super cool. Yeah, long story short, we had a lot of things in common that we enjoyed. He's a very routine person, just like I am. Does the same things kind of all the time, just like I do. And we both enjoyed hookah and, just things like that. And so something really cool, though, with him is he was actually very physically attracted to me as well. And even though he, went to the other side of Charlotte and whatnot, and we knew it wasn't really gonna like go anywhere. We ended up exchanging in some explicit text, and yeah. When I tell you this guy was totally fine with everything that I have to offer, he was totally fine with everything I had to offer. Which really makes me so disappointed that he had to move. But he, I explained to him, just like I explained to y'all earlier, if there are certain things he's looking for, he might not get that with me, or we might have to think outside the box with some certain things. And do y'all know his response was that actually interested him more, because he likes thinking outside the box, or something to that effect. I can't remember now how he worded it, but basically he thought that was really interesting and actually fun. And so I couldn't believe it. I was like, basically everything about this person surprised me in a good way, like all the time. And he actually did mean that, like, because, and I know because like later, after that conversation had ended, he came back to me later with an idea, and I was impressed. I was like, all right, like this is great right here. And long story short, basically he talking to him gave me like an endorphin high, and so because he made me feel so good about myself. Like, y'all, I hadn't, like, because of some things from my past relationship, I hadn't felt sexy in a long time, and he made me feel that way. And it was I just got addicted to talking to him. And basically he started getting to where like he wasn't really responding that much, and I could tell that, okay, at this point, like he's lost interest, or he's talking to someone else, or something to that effect. And y'all, I did something kind of crazy, right? Because I couldn't just like leave him alone. Like, it was around Memorial Day. I had a little bit of rosé, just a little bit. And I thought, oh, you know what, I should text him. And you know what else? I should tell him that I don't think I can have a casual relationship, because I would catch feels for him. For some reason, in my little state of mind at that time, I thought that would be a great idea. No. And I know what y'all are thinking, like, oh, no, you just didn't. Like, yeah, I did. And he, it turned into such an awkward conversation. Because, obviously, I think, at that point he had lost interest, and he saw that as a great way to, like, get out of it gently for me. So he just kind of went with it and was like, oh, I'm sorry, you don't think it'll work out. And I was like, no, that's not what I mean. But he knows exactly what I was trying to say. But he just, was trying to let me down, like, easy. Yeah, so, and then there was also another text I sent at like the first of the month, basically. I know y'all are like, what in the world, Ash? But basically at this point, we no longer send flirtatious text. If I tried to do that, he would not respond. He might actually try to block me, I don't know. But as of right now, he has not completely ghosted me, so I'm going to calm myself down and not do that anymore with him. Just keep it friendly. So, like I said, hopefully we can be friends. I don't know. But anyways, y'all. But since that particular individual, I have been on other Bumble dates and dates in person, or hanging out in person. I've actually been meeting more people in person lately than on these apps, which is totally great, because that's actually what I prefer. And yeah, I've been having a great time, y'all. But something I did recently before I shut this video down is I gave my number out to a guy at one of my regular hangout spots. And now I'm feeling kind of embarrassed because this happened Thursday and it's now Sunday and I haven't heard from him. And it's a regular spot, so now I feel like, oh my God, I can't go back there now because it's going to be so embarrassing if he, just doesn't talk to me or whatever. And so what I did was I was feeling bold at the moment, and I wrote my number down on the back of a business card, and I left it in the serving tray for him. And I just left. Like, I wrote it down, laid it in the serving tray, left. That was it. So to be honest with you, I don't even know if he got it or if it accidentally got thrown away. Like, who knows, That's what I did. And now I'm feeling a little bit crazy again. Like, oh no. But anyways, y'all, that's been my experiences. I hope that this was insightful for you. Like I said, let me know if y'all have any questions for me. And as always, stay beautiful.